Yeah, baby.
She's so rotten, she wants migrants picking cotton. We present to you Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who made this shocking argument why America needs immigrants. Roll it, Alfred.
So I have to go around the country and educate people about what immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right, right.
The fact is, ain't none of y'all trying to go and farm right now. Okay, so I'm lying. Raise your hands.
Just when the wheels fall off.
Jasmine Crockett stepped into the arena with a kind of swagger that suggested she owned every inch of space around her. Her makeup flawless, her presence commanding, clearly expecting to dominate the conversation ahead. But Greg Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly weren't about to roll out any red carpets. They arrived with zero tolerance and maximum firepower. Gutfeld dismantled her points with the precision of a demolition expert, while Kelly sliced through her logic like a prosecutor closing a case. Jasmine brought pure confidence to a battle that demanded concrete evidence, and she found herself completely outmatched on national television.
It's just, that's what she does. She puts out this video of her acting in a certain way, and that's how she fundraises.
Mm-hmm. We actually did a bit of a deep dive on her after my old colleague from Fox News, Todd Starnes, posted something on X not long ago, Walter. He posted the following. Jasmine Crockett wants you to think she's from the hood, that she grew up on the streets. The exact opposite is true. She attended an exclusive day school where tuition is nearly $35,000 a year. She also attended Rhodes College, a private school where tuition is nearly $55,000 a year. She's cosplaying a gangsta. So we looked up her background. She was born in St. Louis. She's 43. Her dad was a Baptist pastor and a teacher. Her mother worked in the post office. She graduated from Mary Institute and St. Louis Country Day School, one of the most expensive private schools in the city. Indeed, the current tuition, $35,000 a year.
Jasmine Crockett burst onto the congressional scene like she'd been cast in a political drama that nobody ordered. Her energy landed somewhere between a legal thriller meltdown and an unscripted reality TV moment. She seemed to view C-SPAN as her personal stage for the Capitol Hill Drama Hour, complete with perfectly timed reactions and camera-aware movements. If social media claps and viral tweet moments counted as legitimate credentials, she'd probably be running the entire legislative branch single-handedly. But the real world operates differently, because actual governance isn't constructed from side-eye glances and quotable zingers. It requires real substance, and she appeared to have left hers backstage with her social media team.
Jasmine Crockett's got another hot take. No blacks and whites on a wedding cake. The Democrats' new chosen one, Jasmine Crockett, is in the news again for an old clip where she attacked Florida Rep. Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman. Roll it, Bertha.
The fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow? Is this because you don't understand history? Or literally it's because you married a white woman and so you think that they're whitewashed you?
That's not very woke, is it?
Then Gutfeld and Kelly enter the picture. Two media powerhouses who don't rely on ring lights, perfect angles, or carefully edited clips to make their mark. They weren't showing up for a friendly political chat. They came locked and loaded, ready to expose weakness, and definitely not the friendly roast variety. Crockett looked like someone who wandered into a heavyweight boxing match wearing ballet slippers, totally unprepared for what was coming. This wasn't a polite exchange of views. It was strategic verbal warfare. No warning bells, no gentle warm-ups, just an all-out collision of arguments where only the prepared would survive. And Jasmine rolled in like she'd brought a plastic spoon to a chainsaw convention, completely overwhelmed as everything unraveled around her.
Speaking of leftist hypocrisy and cluelessness, Jasmine Crockett is a rising star amongst the far-left progressives in this country. She's a representative from Houston, Texas, of all places, which makes no sense because she seems to be far too left for Houston, but apparently not because they elected her. It must be like, Orange County in California being like the one outlier in an otherwise uniformly state, like all red with the one blue, all blue with the one red. Okay, so Jasmine Crockett, got up at a Los Angeles dinner this past Saturday, and it was hosted by, this is perfect, the Human Rights Campaign.
Let's be real, Gutfeld didn't casually stroll into this confrontation. He charged in with the energy of a mischievous rebel who'd not only studied constitutional law backwards and forwards, but somehow weaponized dry humor into a devastating political tool. Every statement he made landed like a calculated strike disguised as casual observation, and each joke carried multiple layers of pointed criticism. Then Kelly stepped up, composed, razor-sharp, and absolutely merciless. Like a school dean who walks into complete chaos armed with nothing but a notepad and an expression that instantly restores order. Meanwhile, Jasmine was the student throwing paper airplanes, thinking it was hilarious, completely unaware that every single moment was being recorded in crystal clear, high definition for permanent documentation.
That was 3 years ago. The ones of her just sounding like a normal person talking. 3 years, not like that was 20 years, but then she moved to Mississippi for all that time. That was 3 years ago. She sounded like a totally normal person. It's only now that she's got her accent and she's going to kick everybody's ass. It's such an affectation.
Crockett's political brand operates entirely on manufactured controversy. Think of it as the governmental equivalent of throwing sparkles on a weak argument and hoping nobody notices the lack of foundation. It's flashy. It catches eyes. It generates buzz momentarily. But when you look closer, there's basically nothing substantial underneath all that shine. Her approach wasn't grounded in actual legislation or workable solutions. It played more like theatrical performance, heavy on dramatic flair and light on genuine policy work. Somewhere between I'm taking my moment and let me finish my thought. She seemed to miss that real leadership isn't about creating viral drama or mastering the dramatic pause. It's about tangible accomplishments. And no amount of fierce facial expressions can substitute for authentic leadership once the spotlight fades.
Is she making any point there?
Like this makes me wish my mom made different father choices.
Gutfeld barely needed to raise his volume. Just a handful of perfectly delivered, bone-dry observations, and Crockett's entire position crumbled faster than a cheap suit from a campaign clearance sale. Her prepared talking points were treated by Greg like outdated vouchers, completely worthless and irrelevant to any serious discussion. Every time she puffed up to deliver what she obviously thought was a devastating closing statement, Greg showed minimal reaction, not from courtesy, but from genuine disinterest, as if he could have completed a crossword puzzle during her speech and still had time left to dismantle her argument before she finished. Then Kelly entered, bringing the kind of presence that commands immediate respect without uttering a sound. While Jasmine performed like she was auditioning for some congressional remake of a high school drama, Kelly came prepared with documentation, chronologies, verified facts, and the steady composure to methodically disassemble someone's credibility without changing her expression. Watching her tear apart Crockett's political image was like observing a forensic accountant with a personal vendetta, calculated, thorough, and oddly mesmerizing.
So this is funny. Jasmine Crockett sits on the Judiciary Committee, and about a month ago, Walter?
Yes. Yes, we saw this.
Yeah, and the hearings, the full committee hearings are quite long. You can be there for over 4 hours. So, and they let the most junior members ask questions last. So I had to sit for quite a long time. And then at the very end, Jasmine Crockett, who I'd never heard before, suddenly starts screaming at me and Michael Schellenberger. And when you're a witness in Congress, you have to pay attention to what everybody says, because you never know when you're going to be asked an actual question and maybe even allowed to speak. But I could not understand what she was saying. She was moving from one thing to another, and she was doing all that code switching stuff with the y'alls and y'all eyeing on this and everything.
Gutfeld exposed the uncomfortable reality. Crockett isn't in politics for legislation. She's there for the spectacle, constructing her entire brand on carefully staged outrage featuring dramatic gestures, calculated expressions, and theatrical moments designed to go viral rather than inform voters. It's not that she's incapable. It's that she consistently chooses performance over policy whenever cameras start recording and hashtag potential emerges. She doesn't require a debate platform so much as she needs a publicity manager and a political coach to remind her that Congress isn't an improvisation stage with wardrobe styling and a collection of catchphrases. One particular moment exposed everything. Crockett attempted to land a powerful line about representing everyday people, clearly anticipating applause or at least a dramatic reaction. But Gutfeld didn't bother acknowledging it. He simply smirked, and that silence revealed the hollowness of her statement like a spotlight on an actor who forgot their lines. Kelly remained equally unfazed, displaying the calm that only comes from weathering multiple political seasons, endless news controversies, and probably dismissing more pundits than a celebrity dodges paparazzi.
Woman, I've had about enough of her. She wants to be like a member of the squad. She thinks of herself like an AOC. She talks like, she's from the hood. Meanwhile, she grew up in a nice family. She didn't talk like this 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she sounded like you and I sound in this conversation. Like, I'm really excited to be going to Congress. I can't wait to get started on my new job. And now she's like, we need to smack him in the head.
That we work for the American people. And what we don't do is stand around with all this that they trying to pull right now.
Like, what do you, we have videotape. Why are you talking like that? No one believes this bull. And now she's graduated to acting like a thug. So congratulations. Your term in the U.S. Congress is going really well.
That was a great impression.
She scattered buzzwords around like party favors at a celebration, desperately hoping something would land effectively. But this wasn't a victory lap, and Crockett wasn't celebrating anything. She was the main course at a political roasting session with the temperature maxed out. Her entire strategy depended on dramatic facial expressions, so exaggerated you'd think she might pull something on live broadcast, while Kelly remained ice-cold, precise, and laser-focused, referencing specific legislation, documented voting history, and details Crockett obviously hadn't reviewed since her last trending moment online. This wasn't a balanced debate, it was a complete dismantling. Crockett brought attitude while Greg and Kelly arrived with evidence, documentation, and footnotes, creating a painfully obvious gap between Jasmine's self-image and her actual performance.
Do you share your boxcar with people of color?
I do.
Yeah.
My boxcar does not know race, does not know gender. It is a welcome space where only deodorant is not welcome. I like this Jasmine Crockett lady, right?
It's a great name, isn't it, for a villain?
Yeah.
Crockett is the whitest last name you could ever have. Yeah, I want to throw that out there.
Sonny Crockett, Miami Vice.
Yes.
It's like the whole thing is like, because I've seen her, she's very well spoken, and then she gets on certain programs and lets it. So maybe this whole thing is like a Netflix documentary, like a new spin on Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde.
Here's the reality. This wasn't even about Jasmine personally, because Gutfeld and Kelly weren't attacking her presentation style. They were challenging the influencer-driven activism that transforms congressional proceedings into glossy, viral content. It's the kind of spectacle where every expression becomes shareable media, and every statement sounds designed for a clickbait headline. If she invested even a fraction of the energy into crafting real policy that she devotes to perfecting her on-camera presence, she might actually produce something meaningful instead of proposals that read like extended social media posts. Regarding actual results, that uncommon thing politicians are supposedly elected to deliver, Gutfeld calmly stated what everyone else hesitated to mention. Crockett's track record resembles someone who Googled how to appear politically engaged and gave up halfway through. No significant legislation, no major victories, just amplified theatrics wrapped in self-righteousness, where success is measured not by laws passed, but by social media engagement from online personalities.
She is going to be the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
You are going to be so glad she
People
popped
around
on the scene.
That's for the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We're gonna get a segment a day from her.
Ever witness someone mistake attention for genuine impact? That's Crockett in a nutshell. A walking soundbite generator, who interprets every criticism as warfare and every question as persecution, performing rather than providing substantive answers. I feel targeted isn't policy, and that's disrespectful doesn't address inflation, but it trends, generates headlines, and keeps attention exactly where she prefers it. On her. Gutfeld captured it flawlessly. Crockett's political style resembles reheating leftovers and presenting them as gourmet cuisine. It's fast, it's noisy, it creates the impression of effort, but once examined, it's empty substance. She constructs arguments like discount furniture. Quick assembly, eye-catching appearance, but guaranteed to collapse under actual pressure. Her pattern never varies. React emotionally first, gesture wildly second. Then blame everything from institutional bias to atmospheric conditions. And somehow through this performance, she still views herself as a revolutionary figure.
I guess if you're going to talk about black history, at least know it. At least know it, okay? But it goes back to, that was 45 seconds of some of the, like, Kamala, you good right now. That was some of the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Here's the thing. This goes back to what we talked about earlier. They never have a solution. Just listen to your dumbass. You want to talk about agriculture? Why don't you fix the lottery? Why don't you make it easier for people who want to come into this country to work in agriculture and equitation?
Crockett's trademark technique is that piercing stare she deploys whenever her arguments evaporate, as if willing everyone to believe she's accessing some profound wisdom only she possesses, like a mystical fortune-telling device perpetually stuck on outlook unclear. But Gutfeld and Kelly saw right through it. They've encountered that look countless times before. It's not power, it's a delaying tactic masquerading as strength. The critique was so devastating it didn't require a formal response because Crockett's silence wasn't commanding. It was pure capitulation. There's a particular type of public implosion that occurs when someone exhausts their spin mid-statement and suddenly recognizes no validation is forthcoming. That's precisely what happened here. And this wasn't an isolated incident. This represents her entire congressional approach, a demonstration in being vocally and confidently incorrect, treating Congress like an open mic poetry night where she's convinced the stage belongs exclusively to her.